Thank you for tuning in to the Patricia Show. This is Patricia. Please press like and share. Share this video with people that you know that need the video and press subscribe. So this video is going to deal with your last lifetime, your last life. Well, maybe we should even call it off of the wheels of reincarnation. This would be, let's say this is your last life. You chose to come in this lifetime and complete 51% of your karmas plus any other karmas that you created at this beginning part of your life. Okay. So how are you going to do that? Because you don't know what you're supposed to do. But you just notice things, because that's how it is. Things just are released from your chakras or the aura, and it just happens in your life. It's like it's already set up there. It already knows it's coming in, and this is what it's producing for you. So all of a sudden, you start getting problems from spirits you cannot see. You don't even know where they come from. You never believed in them, never knew they existed, but all of a sudden, here they come. And they're causing you a lot of problems. So now, let's say you don't know about your other lives. But let's say in this life, when you were younger, you were very controlling. Maybe even controlled people. Maybe even did some witchcraft or something to control people. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you were just obsessively controlling. And you notice that same pattern in these spirits around you. Which means, let's say, for instance, they got you, bind up where, let me see, I have to think of something where you would know it was control. Like, you don't have so like they mess around with you so that you can't produce money and things like that. So that's controlling your life, okay? Or they, maybe even you find that you're not even able to maintain certain relationships and stuff like that. And then you think about it like, oh my God, I remember when I was younger and my daughter was in a relationship and I didn't think he was the right one. So I kind of, sabotaged that relationship. So basically, you're thinking back, realizing how you were controlling other people's lives, but you could see these spirits around you controlling yours. You don't have the luck, luck is not flowing to you the way it should come. Maybe your chakras are blocked or something. You're just noticing, well, that's funny. It looks like it's about control. Because you don't know what the actual lesson is, but you know that it has something to do with control. Because you're not being friendly, being able to be in charge of your life. You're telling them to leave, but they're not leaving. So you don't, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you don't have control of your life. Now, people will experience this different ways. I don't know how you're going to experience it. I'm just thinking of something simple that could show that you had an issue with control. And so you could see the way they're doing your life is control. So then it's clearly to see that this must be your karmas. Because they're giving you right back what you gave other people. So now you see that this is your karma. So you know that, ain't no need of me begging God to help me then, because I know I have to just weather through this. Let me do things to balance my karma so that we can quickly pass through this. That would be your only bet. Let's quickly pass through this by balancing my karma. How do I do that? Well, there's something called the violet flames. and you could look up the violet flames. I'm going to do a show on that, and so I will tell you about the violet flames. But if you can't wait for the show, you could Google the violet flames. Let me see who I do. What is her name? You can Google the violet flames, and what it does is that it's something that you say. I am the violet flame in action in me now. I am the violet flame, the light alone about. I am the violet flame, the mighty God about. I am the light of God shining every hour. I am the violet flame, blazing like a sun. I am a sacred power, freeing everyone. Okay, that transmutes your karma. Then there's something, I think his name is Howard Will, I think. He has some prayers that if you say these prayers, those also balance your karmas as well. So those two ways that you could balance your karmas. You have to constantly do them when for the violet flames, you know when they're transmuted, because usually you get like a flash of vision, or it comes to your mind of something that happened and you realize it was a long time ago, but something you did, and you be thinking, oh my God, that must be a karma. For example, my daughter, when she was younger, she did the violet flames and was sitting down one day and had a vision come to her that she was 14 and she didn't look like she looked now. So I'm thinking that had to be another lifetime. Her leg was not, she had lost one of her legs. She was drinking in the car. She got in the car, had a car accident, and killed someone. So when she seen that vision, she had been doing the violet flames for a while. So the vision was showing her that that particular karma had been transmuted. Because the violet flames will show you the different karmas that is transmuting. Your mind will just go back to stuff. Like, my mind went back to something that I did when I was in my early 20s. To be honest with you, I'm going to tell you what it was. I was just a fast little girl. I had no clue this would have been I didn't know that this would have been a karma. But it came to my mind one day. I had met this guy. I had only been knowing him for like 2 weeks, and then I found out he was living with another woman. I didn't know that he was living with another woman. So when he left my house once, he left my house at like 3:30 in the morning. When I found out he was living with somebody, I had looked in his wallet or something and got his phone number. So I seen the phone number and I called the lady. And I said to her that her man had been over my house all night and that I was sending him home. So, now I ain't even thought about that. I forgot all about it and everything. Years later, when I was in my 50s, I'm talking years later. I was in my 20s when that happened. This was like in my 50s. I was doing my violet flames and that popped back in my memory. And I'm like, wait a minute. Why is that popping back in my mind? I didn't even know that was a karma. And I was telling my sister said, yes, that's a karma, because I'm sure the lady was hurt that her man was with you and you calling and telling her you send them home. So you brought pain to someone else. And that came to my mind, the violet flames was showing me that was a karma that had just been transmuted because I had did that. So it definitely will bring thoughts to your mind, and may not even think what you did was karma. And it might bring incidents like it did my daughter from past lives, so this didn't happen in this life. Now the prayer, I didn't do enough of the prayer, so I don't really know how that does, but I've heard people say that they would just let the prayer play in their car all the time, just constantly pray. They would say the prayer 3 times a day, but they would constantly play it like throughout the day on low. And people said their life just started changing. One lady clearly had a money karma because her money was tight and everything. She had a podcast on YouTube and she was telling about it. And all of a sudden, from listening to the prayer all the time, just listening. Oh, I think she said it 3 times a day, and then just listening to it, um, she started getting money. And when she started getting money, she started getting quite a nice sum of it, because she ended up traveling back and forth to India, I think like 20 some odd times. So she had money to travel like that. She had some money just from listening. So when I heard her say that, and then I think his name is Howard Will, I think. Then he was telling how he had a near-death experience, and he could see where a person held the karma in their body, and how I think he said when he came out of that past life, I think he said the angels or something told him to give people this prayer, and so that he could see that moved the karma. So that's why I know that moves the karma too. And plus, like I said, just listening to this prayer, your life begin to change. So that's moving the karma. So you need to do one or the other, whichever one you choose. Those are the only 2 things that I know at the time that erase karmas. It could be some more, but that's what I know. And so you would say those karmas. You usually say them twice a day. The prayer you say 3 times a day. I think he have you saying 5 times, 3 times a day, or listen to it all the time, like the lady did on Low. The Violet Flames you say twice a day. They say you could say the Violet Flames once a day, but it works much quicker when you do it twice a day. And you say the Violet Flames, and then really imagine that those Violet Flames are coming in and transmuting, burning, transmuting your karma. See them coming in, see the purple light burning and transmuting your karmas, and know that it's God doing that. It is you. It is a higher power of you that's transmuting that. And then your karmas will be transmuted, and whatever's going on around you, if it's dealing with entities and stuff like that, they'll be moved once your karmas are complete. But yeah, so I think I was gonna go into something else, but I think that's enough. So this video, I'm gonna change this. I was gonna talk more about God and the light, but I just think I'm gonna keep this video for transmuting your karmas. So those 2 things right there that I gave you is what you could do, the Violet Flames or the prayer, to transmute your karmas. If you have any trouble with Googling it and you can't find the Violet Flames or the prayer, please write it in the comments, and I'll just Google it and put it in the descriptions. I'll probably just do that anyway. Maybe I'll just Google it and put it in the description so that you can see the prayer and the Violet Flames and everything. So yeah, I think I'll just do that. Also, wait a minute. There's one more Violet Flame too. I forgot. It's the it's the Saint Germain Foundation. Saint Germain Foundation have their own version of the Violet Flames. The one I gave you was Clara Prophet. I wasn't a follower of Clara Prophet's, but I do like her Violet Flames. But Saint Germain has his too. So I'm going to give you all 3. I mean, 2 of the Violet Flames and then the prayer. Now, the prayer, the Violet Flames, you're going to say them 15 minutes. See the stuff burning 15 minutes twice a day. Okay? All right. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments, and I will try to answer them right away. Thank you so much for tuning in to The Patricia Show.